With the drinking and the bleeds and the plotting and the scheming and the shouting and the screaming, bitching in between it. Now one cross their fingers and never thought of shouting out pain.
Live from the podcast rooms in Glasgow, it's all about the Gers with Ricki Neill, Derek Ferguson and Charlie Miller.
Hello and welcome to the All About the Gers podcast. It's myself, Ricki Neill, joined by Charlie and Derek once again. I'd just like to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Crown Embroidery, Plugged In IT Business Solutions, DB Dental Care, ISG Resin Flooring Specialists, and also Giant C Architectural Limited. And you can get all of them on our website, which is allaboutthegers.co.uk. Tonight, it's a wee bit of sad news, well, not a wee bit of sad news, massive, horrible news. One of my goalkeepers, when I was coaching West Park, unfortunately passed away last week at a horrible car crash. He was only 19 years old. So Asher, we're going to dedicate tonight's podcast for you. And all his old teammates and his friends and all that are having a 7-a-side tournament this Saturday at Hunters Hill. From, I think it's 1:45 it kicks off. So if you can be there to support all his friends and family, that'd be much appreciated. But straight on to football, you know.
Sorry to hear about Asher, Ricki.
It's horrible news. I couldn't believe it when I texted you last week when I heard about it, you know, but it's still kind of, when you think about it, you say it's same age as my boy, you know. And,
it's horrible.
But all the old, because the team are no longer, you know, but they're all kind of getting together
Still
for
friends,
this, you know, and still friends and still chatting to each other, you know. So big loss, because I used to kind of do quite a bit one-on-ones, goal coaching. Not that I know anything about goalkeeping, but he was always a good kid, you know. So thoughts go to his friends and family.
Oh, definitely.
You know. Anyway, how are you guys getting on?
Oh, I was great until last week, until my missus get back this morning.
What's the house like?
By the way, I had rearranged the house. I've got my wee seat and my wee table right in front of the telly and all that. I was quite happy with that. Do you know that? But she's come in and she's we've just got a new flare doing that, but she's changed everything again. I quite enjoyed being myself for a week here. I didn't go daft.
No, we were worried about you.
100%.
Charlie, I behaved myself.
Well,
So I
went
did.
Tonto once, twice.
Oh, just the once. But no, I did. I quite worrying, innit?
Do you know what's worrying? When Charlie puts a message in a group chat saying Tonto going to phone me, so I was getting worried. I thought you went AWOL.
Durante still not text me back.
Oh, is it? I was with Durante. What was that? A couple of weeks ago. Aye, and I texted him about something, and he get right back to me. There you go.
He texts me
Well
back.
done, Durante.
He texts me back, but then he said, "What's up? I'm coaching." And then I said, "Can you do a gig that night?" I spoke to you about.
All right.
And then he's not got back to me again.
Oh, he's not.
Nah,
Want me to text him?
He's some man.
He's an agent, I know. Getting his gigs and all that.
Mind last year, was it last year the Graham Souness and Friends and Durante was in Stadium?
That was the one in the
Spotlight events. It was in Armadillo.
Yeah.
Brilliant night, but I ended up working behind stage and that and like helping them out. But they've actually asked me to go over in Belfast and help them out with the next one, you know. So I don't know if Durant's maybe going to be getting asked, but I managed to watch. They gave me the last year's video so I could try and get wee clips put it on social media. And Durant was telling a hilarious story. I don't know if you know this one about the time him and McCoyce went to Tam Shepherd's, a joke shop.
Aye.
Go to Dirty Soap.
He's told it many times, and he tells it, and it's a brilliant.
That's the first time I'd heard that. It's just the way he tells it.
So we'll not even go any further because even he's doing it, you know, it's like, superb.
It's just his part of he's saying he's washing his Kelvin Hawes.
I know, it's a topper.
It's brilliant. So what's this? He's getting your gigs now as well? More than I'm getting you.
I know, absolutely. No, Charlie's on the ball, working hard. Isn't you? You're working the day. You look a wee bit cream cracker the night.
Tired, a long day.
On your feet.
Do you think you look suntanned or not?
It was lovely day, wasn't it?
It was beautiful.
Hey, what a difference that makes.
Everybody's coming out smiling and all that.
Late
Especially when you're
night.
standing outside all day as well.
So what were you doing today?
I've done that. What he's doing now.
Camp outdoors at Glencairn Juniors today. Me and Simon Donnelly.
Did that go all right?
Yeah, good.
Is that all week you're doing that, or the next 2 weeks?
This week and next week, aye.
I used to do them all the time. The camps. I actually done it for Thistle as well for a short period of time.
Right.
Done it with some of the councils, the North Lanarkshire, South Lanarkshire. They're enjoyable, but I tell you what, it's harder than you think. So it is. It depends what age group you get as well. You can go for like the 5-year-olds up to the 16-year-olds. So I think with the older groups, it's a wee bit easier. With the younger ones, it's what they're like.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. See that curry muncher? He never misses.
Is he back on again?
He never misses a trick. He's
That's
obviously talking about Carol being away, and Curry Muncher says, "Wait till she sees Pornhub history on the PC."
Oh, by the way, I get outed. Was it on Netflix? And now you get through the
watch history.
And it was on Carol. And what was it I watched? It was something escorts that had come up. So I just clicked it. Very interesting.
Were you thinking it was a car?
It's certainly very interesting, by the way.
Is it good, eh?
Mandela, man.
And when I was outed, I had to explain myself. So I had to, sit there in front of the family. The boys were there.
Were they watching it or not?
What's escorts all about then?
I know, tell us more, right?
No, just some of these young ladies that escort certainly some of the older guys, and they're paid at a pretty wee bit of money, and they make some good money.
Was that a documentary? Was that an actual?
Kind of it was a documentary thing. So yes, so I delved into it for a wee bit.
binge watched it all day Sunday.
So I was in banging trouble.
Brilliant. Hey, watch that now, Charlie.
I love that name, the Curry Muncher.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Do you know he's been watching the podcast for even when it was the last podcast he's been watching it, but I'd love to know who it was. Well, like, everybody never puts a real name up. Well, there's Jamie Park. How good looking is Ricki C?
Aye, he needs
Jamie's
his
definitely
eyes tested.
That's Jamie for Lunch 72. He's over in Dubai now.
Jamie's blind.
Where you were, Charlie, a few weeks ago. Right, we're going to talk about football now.
Ancient history, that
I
was.
don't know. Do you want to?
I suppose we better, eh? Dundee United game.
Yes.
Tillman, yet again, 2 goals, Charlie.
Didn't see much of the game, but I seen his goals, and his first goal was a good play, great touch with Cantwell, and then it's a great touch and finish with Tillman. It really was. It was good goal, and I taken it well.
He's a player, obviously. The manager really likes him. He's a talented boy. I think under the previous manager, I think where he was deployed, where he was played, was a wee bit unfair on him. I think our manager at the minute, Michael Beale, will get the best out of him. And the thing is, being a young boy as well, it's this price tag that's kind of causing a wee bit of a stir, amongst the fans. Is he worth that 5 million? But you can see that the talent that he's got. Is he yet to produce it in the big games? Absolutely. But he's a player that's only going to get better. And I think that's why Bill likes him, because I think he knows he can make him a better player. So it's one of them that you fork out the 5 million and then somewhere down the line recoup that, and sell him for double the money.
That's got to be the idea.
Of course it is. Aye, but I think the manager really likes him, and he's already said. I listened to the after the game. He was in his press conference. He likes him and Cantwell. They're just 2 really good football players.
That's what they're total football players are doing them, And I thought, obviously, I said I think a couple of weeks ago I didn't think we'd sign him because of Cantwell came in. But we've probably more chance of signing Tillman now if Kent's not going to sign into me. I think that'll be so. I think so.
But there's rumours that him and Morelos are meant to be signing as well.
Aye.
It keeps on changing, but I seen one other week saying Morelos is meant to be signing to 2026.
I think Kent will resign. I
think if we sign Kent and Morelos again, then I don't think we sign Tillman.
I don't think Morelos will sign.
I don't think so.
I know he started the game up top in Saturday, but Sholak, he came in initially, and he came back for injury, done really well, but he's maybe kind of just went off the boil a little bit.
He's probably feeling the effects of it for about 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it was.
I would actually go the other way. I mean, looking at it, the team that started there on Saturday, and I know Tillman gets his goals because, he's good higher up the park, in and around the box. I think we might see a wee opportunity playing him as our striker up there. He's still got a lot to learn. Don't get us wrong. Maybe it's a wee bit easier as a midfielder coming from a deeper area, but he's got the attributes. He's a big boy, he's strong, he's good in the air. He's scored a couple of good goals. Technically, he's probably one of our best players. So I would like to see him maybe play further up the park.
It's just getting that consistency for him.
We'll play a tight 4-5-1 on Saturday.
Aye.
I think we will. We can't go conceding early stupid goals at Parkhead again. Just absolutely kills us. I think he'll be getting a bit of cover for Barisic. I think he'll play the two sitters again, and then the rest will take care of itself. But I definitely think will be a very tight unit Saturday.
I love how you just jumped to the other part of my show.
Sorry.
I'm like kidding you on.
What's your take on Tillman? Would you
Tillman,
fork out the money?
Do you know what I was like? I was talking to you guys just before this, and I was saying Rabbi Matondo is actually, we just didn't know this, he's the fourth highest player.
Wow.
At Rangers, he's on £28,000 a week. You know,
and we paid £2 million for him as well.
£3 million it was. £3 million meant to be,
What
and
the hell?
£28,000 a week, and he's signed until 2026.
Is he injured?
No, he's just
He's not injured, and it tells you everything that the manager, he's not even figuring in the plans. So that tells you everything that we need to know. The manager doesn't fancy him, but you've got to, because he's on that contract, because you might need to lean on him or use him at times. You know, you've got to keep him sweet. But no, if the manager, I don't think he's a manager's type of player.
But how do you sell a player like that on, Charlie, if he's not getting if he's not getting a game?
And I don't know how. Derek just said he's not a manager's type of player. We wouldn't know what type of player he is because I think we've seen him twice or something.
Pace.
I think he looked okay in a couple of games.
And the first couple of games, I thought he looked alright in
he did
pre-season.
okay against Hearts when we won 4-0 at Tynecastle early in the season. He set up a goal, and then obviously I think he did okay in the might have been a Real Madrid game in pre-season or whatever. Can't remember, but he's obviously not shown anything if he's not even on the bench, you know. And it's one of our highest paid players, and it's very difficult to get shot at somebody if I'm not even involved.
I think his game's based in power and pace, isn't it? You know, certainly
That's his
pace.
pace,
But at the end, if you're paying that type of money and he's on that kind of wage, you're looking for an end product. You know, that's we always point the finger at Kent. Doesn't he give that end product at times? But you know, Kent technically is a lot better than Matondo, that's for sure. Isn't he? Miles ahead of him. So you can see that's why I think when you look at Michael Beale, the types of players Charlie he likes the technically gifted players. But we need more than just that as well, which we're going to talk about, obviously the Celtic game.
Sakala's ahead of Matondo as well.
Aye.
But it's interesting, Charlie, because we spoke about Sakala, and we probably think about Sakala as a like a Matondo, a wide player, you know, playing in the wide areas. But he was brought to Rangers, I believe, to be a centre forward. You know, so so it's something that's maybe still a work in progress. You know, try to get that out of him. But we have seen in games, haven't we, that he's played closer to like a Morelos or a Shoak. You know,
maybe find that Saturday he might. Is that working?
Aye.
You maybe find Saturday that Sakala might be involved just for his sheer pace.
I would start him. There you go. I would start him because I think
for his pace for through the middle.
Because Celtic ain't at home. You know, obviously they've got a crowd behind them. They're not going to sit in. That's where Sakala struggles against teams with they call it that low block where they sit in. No, there's going to be space at times to run in behind. We need pace in our side. We need legs.
Last year, didn't he, come on with Drew
I tell you, I'm going to throw one in, and this is what I think. You know, and there's a big debate kind of with the supporters today. You know, talking about Tillman. Oh, Tillman, where will he start? Where will he play on Saturday? I think he might start as a striker. There you go. With Kent, Sakala supporting them. You know, and people, because Morelos blows a gasket after 20 minutes. Well, he done that at Hampden. And so that the evidence there that he's not physically able, you know, to produce for a long period. So it'd be better at maybe bringing Morelos or a Shoak onto the game. I think we might do it. I see teams abroad, maybe I'm watching too much
Italian football.
Maybe I'm
playing early, Derek,
But do you know why? Because they tend to do that at times. They don't play with like what we perceive as an out-and-out striker.
Right.
You know, they play with a lot of the kind of midfielders.
Well, that's what Stephen's asking. He's saying if
we need legs on Saturday.
Well, Stephen's saying if we start Sakala, who would you drop? He thinks it would need to either be Tillman, Cantwell, or Morelos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's probably Morelos.
That's
what I'm kind of alluding to. That I think we're going to have. I think there'll be a kind of quite a number of midfield players because we've got to have. I mean, Raskin. He's obviously struggling. He's got an injury. Now we made the mistake the last time. You know. that we started with boys that were injured in the cup final. We can't afford to
Can't
do
do
that.
that.
We can't. And what we've got to do, we've got to try and get something or win this game to give us a bit of hope, bit of confidence, and to dent their confidence. So I could see that. Whether it will happen or not, it's just something that's kind of in the back of my mind, because let's be honest, Sholak and Morelos at the minute, you know, they've not been hitting the heights. I think the manager was a wee bit critical, as you know, at the weekend. And like, you know, that game, we won 2-0. It should have been 6-7. So we've got to be taking our chances.
I mean, see what I was saying to you earlier on, Charlie. They seem to be doing all this nice wee tight 3 passes, and it's like boom, boom, boom kind of thing, and it's brilliant. But they're not getting the finishing. You know, they can do that all the time, but they need to get the goals.
Well, obviously 2 was enough on Saturday, but you might have seen more than 2. But I'll take 1 on Saturday if we win 1-0. Trust me.
Charlie, are we getting enough bodies in the box in the games? Because I think at times, and it's a frustration for me with Morelos, he wants to come and link the play too much. I want my centre forward, right? Now, if that's what I'm saying about it was Tillman, I'd say you're my focal point. I want you to stay there, playing that wee D, run about that box. That's what I want Sholak. That's what I want Morelos. I don't want them dropping in, linking the play. I want them further up. I want them, you know, in that box. And I don't think what we need to get as well, we need to get more players hitting the box. We get into positions,
I think there's
get them in there. We're not getting them in the box enough.
Chance that I think you could place a Cala through the middle with Tillman in behind.
Could be, aye.
Do you know, there's Alex Kelly, who is always good with stats and things like this, but I'm not too sure about this one. He's saying, can Suter start in defence and Saturday and play a 3-5-2, flood the midfield, drop Morelos, Kent and Sakala up top?
No, I don't think he's up to speed. And I don't think it's
He's
a
only
game.
been playing the last 5-10 minutes.
Look at their front three. You know, there's weird guys, you know, dynamic, quick, pacey. I don't think Suter has had enough first team football, and I don't think going up against that type of player, I don't think it would suit him. No, I think we'll start with 4. But it's a good idea. Of course it is, and it's brilliant that you listen to that and you take that on board, because all it does, it gets you thinking. And that's how I was just thinking, Charlie, about Tillman. I'm thinking,
see what these guys said as well. It's not bad because they were the pace of Kent and Sakala through the middle, Tillman just behind them, and then you've got a tight 7 just behind them, making things difficult.
See if it was a Suter that we seen when we were in Spain, you know, playing against Rangers when he was in Hearts. If it was that Suter,
what was that like that day?
You were raging.
No, and I was struggling. I was struggling with a slight hangover, but I was absolutely caning him, wasn't I? I was going, what are you doing? You're numpty. You're just about to sign for us.
Do an injury to yourself.
Isn't he? Aye, he was top draw.
I done well that day.
He was good. Listen, I'm just going to go back to the Dundee United game quickly, because it was obviously Alan McGregor. His 500th game for Rangers.
Charlie's good friend.
I just want to know, what is he like as a player, as a guy? Like, is he good at training, all that kind of stuff?
He's a good trainer. He's always been a good trainer, Greasy. Bob Malcolm knows him much better than me. He's only kind of more an apprentice when I was there, but he's a great lad, and what a landmark to get to. And it deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, because 500 games is not to be sniffed at. He's won loads of trophies, and unfortunately he didn't get the European one, but that would have just probably a cherry.
I think one of the European games was, I can't remember what game it was, but I think it's one of his best ever saves he's done. It was like he saved it with his finger or something.
Remember I said to you,
was that against Sparta Prague?
I burst out laughing. It was that good. You know, because as soon as the guy get the connection, I thought, oh, goal. Yep. And then the next thing, how does he get to it? And it's one of the
big Ken Everett hand.
It's one of the moments you just start laughing, because it was that good. So it was, but he was absolutely brilliant. And that's what all you hear. There's just Charlie's touching on it, you know, behind the scenes. No, we don't see a lot of him, you know, in front of the cameras. I think he's a wee bit shy when it comes to that. He doesn't maybe enjoy that.
He's quite funny about when he's in front of the camera, because he just says it as it is.
But he very rarely does it. But what you keep hearing is he's an absolute beast in terms of when he's training. You know, his work ethic. And see, if you've got that, the harder you work, it's funny how that you become more lucky. It's just that's just in his DNA. But he's been absolutely
because he trained with a goalie, he trained with Kloss, he's trained with Shabonnies, he trained with all these guys, and he's learnt for them how it is to be a top goalie, how to train properly, and he could probably drink like the goalie could.
Excellent.
No, he learnt for some of the best goalies we've had at the club, and he's obviously taken it on board, and he's went on. It's the 500th game for Rangers, and he was away for 6 years.
And he just look, when you see him, he's just he plays like a fan as well. You can see the drive, the determination, the anger in him. You know, so I tell you what, if you're fullback or else one of the two centre backs, and you've got McGregor behind you, you know, if you're not performing,
You
he'll be
feel
in your
comfortable
ear.
with McGregor as well,
Aye.
don't you? Really?
I know.
Well, he's playing as
But
good as he was
What a great
a number of years ago.
milestone it really is, and I'm proud of him, and hopefully he can get us a League and Cup double.
Well, so, do you know, and I had the same kind of feeling when the goalie was the goalie. I could never see him not being the goalie for Rangers, and I can't imagine Rangers without an Alan McGregor. It's going to be a hard one to replace, isn't it?
Aye, and that's what I mean. We speak about recruitment. Now, they've got a hell of a job, haven't they? How are we going to replace him? But that's I believe that they're looking at the moment down in England. There's a few. The guy Butland. There's a few down there as well. But again, it's money. You know.
Who was the guy that was in for Scotland the other night?
Angus Cumber, I've been linked with him.
I've been linked with him as well, but I've not seen enough of him.
I know, it's funny.
Like 6 foot 7
You
as well,
didn't. You didn't see much of him in the Cyprus game. Even in the Spain game, you didn't see too much. But he's obviously a quality keeper. But I know it's a worry, isn't it? How do you replace Alan McGregor? And we've been so fortunate. You talk about the goalie,
To be fair,
who was the best ever for me, but Alan McGregor. You know,
to be fair, Butland's
gloves
got
to
a
fill.
good pedigree. Butland's got a good pedigree.
Aye.
Good goalie.
There'll
Butland.
be a few others.
But there's
down
obviously,
there,
it depends on Butland and Gunn. If we're going to go for Butland or Gunn, obviously it's got to be a wage drop for them probably. But it might be at the stage of their careers, especially Butland, who might be going, I want to win something. I want to go somewhere where I'm
Get
going to
trophies.
play in front of 50,000 fans every week. I'm going to have a chance to go and win trophies. And that might be what he's looking for.
And again, I think like if you're an Englishman, or what we're talking about here, an English keeper, you just look in the past. You know, the keeper like Chris Woods at the time that I was there. Chris Woods was the England #1 when it comes to Rangers. So he does. So you maybe look at that as well. And Charlie's absolutely spot on with that. In your career, you want to win things.
Aye.
There's a good opportunity to come to Rangers. You're going to be playing European football. But I think the biggest pull is if you look in the past, all these guys that have come up for England, they absolutely love it. You know,
Maybe Harry Kane will come because he wants to win things.
I would maybe get a few goals there. Right, I'm going to go back to VAR. I know we don't want to talk about it every week, but VAR.
I was going to swear there, by the way.
It's been shocking
I hate
again.
it.
But,
It's not, I just don't like it.
but you know, there was decisions that didn't even go to VAR, and I'm going to show you this one. This
Right.
is a Morelos one. I'm going to put it
I've
on.
seen some beauts at the weekend.
Look at this one, right? So it's obvious he's pushed, right? So that's
Right,
in very
aye.
slow motion.
Clear.
Two.
Clear and obvious.
But see, slow motion does make it.
I know, but they've got that as well. They
I
should
know,
be.
but slow motion. See when a
But
referee's seen it.
There you go.
There you
Clear
go.
enough.
Even
But you know, some tackles. Some
You defending that?
no. But I'm saying like some tackles you see they stay in slow motion.
Mhm.
But the tackle it's just bang and that's it. He's just come up by clipped somebody. But they take in slow motion and what could have happened.
Uh,
To be fair, that was a push. That was a push.
See the amount of time it takes to make a decision. It's incredible, by the way. You know, if you're at a game, you look at it once, twice, and then you know that's
times a
onside, that's
lady.
offside, that's a
That's a good
handball,
chin.
that's a push. You know, these guys are taking about 3-4 minutes. It's if they're doubting themselves, you know, back in their wee den, wherever they're doing it.
Right.
But what's your game good about? It's the flow, it's fast flowing. And what we've got now is VAR, it's stop, it's start. It drives me nuts. I wonder, I'm genuinely interested to think what the players think about it.
It's a pain in the arse when you've got a football kit on as well.
oh, big
You
time.
see when you've got a football kit on, you go, yes, 1-0.
I
And then
know,
it goes,
Charlie.
VAR, you're like, oh, bloody shit.
What was it? Did you see the West Ham game
went
yesterday?
VAR, aye.
What about that one? No, you could actually see there was a crowd of players in there, but you could actually see with the second viewing that it was a goal. It was a clear goal. He was well onside, but they took about 4 or 5 minutes.
I
I mean, it's far too long. That's not what your game should be about.
I still think it should be ex-football players doing it.
That's a good idea, isn't it? But then you've got allegiances, haven't you?
Aye.
Suppose-
And not this crap that, listen, we will get to the right decision. Well, you go back a few weeks ago with the boy Considine doing a Kilmarnock game. Oh my God. You know, and the referee sees it, great view. VAR, look at that. And they don't give a penalty kick. Give me peace.
Right, before we go into the Old Firm, I'm just going to mention a couple of gigs. I was about to say a couple of gigs that we've got, but it's a couple of ones that I've got. So,
What's going on here? That's
there's actually two.
Nah.
Right, so one, it's a big shout out actually to Mind we were doing in Corby last year, where they've actually.
Oh, is that the one you're going back to?
No, this is another one. This is another one.
Thanks for getting us at least a gig, Charles.
No.
He looks after me.
But Corby have actually formed a brand new Corby Rangers supporters club.
And you're getting done?
I think they've got 140 members, but I'm going to do it with Derek Johnson on May the 27th, so that's going to be a
big
cracker.
DJ's brilliant.
I'm looking forward to it.
Big Derek's. I'm not saying you're brilliant, but big DJ's brilliant.
Picked up at Hingby again?
No, because it turns out you can actually get the train done. So I'm getting a train from Edinburgh down to Peterborough.
That's not a good idea for you.
It's only 3 hours 40 minutes.
No, it's not a good idea.
How no?
Because, well, you need a chaperone because you can't drink.
And how's Derek?
You're too
Is he going to go for Edinburgh as well?
I am picking Derek up, then we're going for my train station.
Derek Johnson's brilliant. So he is. I love listening to
You
his
have a lot of
stories.
one-liners.
Aye,
Make sure
he's funny, isn't he? Remember
Make sure you get plenty of gin for him.
the journey we had, it was funny, wasn't
That's hilarious. I was driving down, right, and anything that me and him said,
it?
he just came out with a one-liner. Didn't he?
Aye, it was great.
But then he said a true one. Mind the one about he said, "Oh, my two brothers used to work in a tyre factory, but they went bust." They mean having in stitches.
And he's going,
He's like, no, they did. They worked in a tyre factory up in Dundee.
yeah, he likes
Aye, so
funny.
we're going down there on the 27th, but then we've got a special announcement coming. I think it's just after Easter. It's going to be announced that we've got a very special gig somewhere, one of my favourite places, but I'm not allowed to say yet.
I know what it is.
And you know Derek, don't you? Aye? Charlie got this one for us.
No, I don't know. So.
But it's one of my most favourite places ever, and every time I've been there,
I know what it is now.
I've never managed to get to my hotel room, so that's a wee clue.
I just clicked here, by the way.
So that's in July, but it's getting announced in the next 2 weeks, so it's going to be a big one for that.
And Ricki Glove's going down there to buy the dodgy stock of rock.
That's a big clue. But I'm looking forward to that one. Anyway, where are we now? Big announcement. I've done that one. Competition. I forgot. We still get this.
What size is that?
It's still medium, unfortunately.
I'm going to try that one.
You can try
I
that
think
again.
I might get into that.
Medium. So to win that, all you need to do is share this podcast and
is that the same one?
That's the same one.
I'm trying it on.
Tag to your mates and share this, and then we'll definitely pick somebody later on the night because I never got a chance to do it last week. All right, so let's move on to the Old Firm.
Oh.
Do you think Michael Beale has learned his lesson after the last team selection?
Yes, as Derek said earlier, he won't be playing players who are half fit. Definitely won't, who have no trained all week. He'll have the boys up for it this week. They'll be at full throttle, just make sure they're ready for the game, and there'll be nobody who's no trained all week starting, I'll tell you that. I think he definitely realised that after the last game.
Aye, Derek?
Aye, lessons learned. And they brought the two boys to the football club, Cantwell, Raskin, to play in the big games, and I was so disappointed it never started with them. But we know when we go up against this Celtic side, now this Celtic side are a good Celtic side, we're not denying that, but it's not a Celtic side that can't be beaten. I still think where they're kind of fragile for me is at the back. So
the left-hand side of
we have got to find a way to get to them, and what we need is the energy and the pace, athleticism in our side. So first of all, you don't play players we're just touching on that have get knocks and that's it's a big worry with Raskin, because obviously he's got a wee knock or whatever it is. We don't know where he's in full training or whatever, but you don't take any chances. You play players that are going to give you everything right for the off.
Well, there's Stephen just came on and told us he heard that Raskin started training today.
Mm-hmm. But this is
can't risk him, can you know?
No, he's been out for about 3 weeks.
Aye.
And I think
it's not that long.
Aye, and I think he's been away in a wee break as well.
4 weeks. There's Alex, and it's 4 weeks.
Is it 4 weeks? No. So
I
think
he'll play Tillman on McGregor. I think Tillman will sit in McGregor and try and get up to support either Sakala or Morelos.
Mm-hmm. I think I think that could be the front three. That's what I was saying right for the off. I think it could be Kent, Tillman, Sakala. There's legs there, and I just think Tillman will be the kind of focal point. And it's a good point, Charlie makes, because McGregor does make them tick, and just, can you get a wee bite at him, coming from behind him, or go and sit on him at times, because he starts most of the kind of the play, most of the attacks. So it's maybe a kind of good ploy. But listen, we just need to, but we need to go there with the right mentality. You know, I'm going to talk about Barisic. You know, one of the last times it was that February game. You know, he went for me. You know, we can't have that. We're up against it. You know, it's 60,000 of them. You know, so you've got to get into your place. You've got to be so focused. We've got to be at our best, and we're talking about Alan McGregor. I mean, we're going to have to rely, because he will make chances.
You've got to win your own personal battle, first and foremost. The first 10, 15 minutes, you've got to set the tone.
Right. Got to outrun them. So, as well, that's what they done to us the last time. They outworked us, they outran us. They were quicker, they were more aggressive. So, we've got to find that in our game. I hope the guys, I don't know, they would maybe in the lead up to this game, I think it'd be quite a good thing to kind of go and look at it again and just see for your own personal point of view how you could get better. Could I run a wee bit more? Can I be a wee bit more aggressive?
Do you think they'll watch the last game?
I think that's in the past. I think they've already
I
watched
would.
it.
I would.
They've probably watched it on the Monday after the.
I'd look at it. I'd go back and look at it and go, where can I get better? You know what I mean?
Don't show the goals.
That's why you would go back and look at it. That goal with the midfield, but like pedestrian. You know, Tillman's reaction was poor. Lundstrom's reaction was poor. Then we don't get across the front goal to cut it out. So go back and look at it and let it kind of sink in there, a seep away to you, like kind of annoy you, and make sure you rectify that.
I mean, I said this last time, Celtic, and it's just one of the guys that works in here is a Celtic fan, and he basically says, like, if Celtic don't win after 60 minutes, then they're normally bust after that, you know, because they just go right at you. Know, I think Ellen Wallace is basically saying the same as well. She said we need to press them, not give them time in the ball, and control the midfield and win the game.
It's going to be hectic right for the off, because they always start quick. They're at it on the front foot, and this is the thing. You've got to be ready. Well, they've got to be ready for it. They know themselves what they're expecting. So go with an aggression.
We've also got to remember the quick throw-ins and the quick free kicks. We've got to be in front of the ball. We've got to be facing the ball for throw-ins and for.
Like it's Kenke caught him that, didn't he?
Aye. But Andy tried to get a free kick when there wasn't a free kick, and they take a quick throw in, and then they ran off him for the Abada's goal or whatever it was, and then the free kick, they take quick on the side of the main stand, and then we're 2-0 down after whatever it was, horrible time, and then you have no chance.
Like Derek, you mentioned earlier on that obviously there's no Rangers fans going to be there. It says that both clubs have agreed that there's not going to be any away fans for the last two remaining games because of safety concerns. But
it's a lot of balls.
How can you say that when we've had how many
a lot of garbage
firm games we've had over 100 years or what?
I mean, partly the reason I loved everything about the Old Firm game was because, you know, if you were at Parkhead and you look to your if you come out the tunnel, obviously your right hand side, you know, the fans are in there, you know, they've paid good money, they're there to give you your support. You want to give them a wee bit back.
It's funny.
You need that.
It's funny. I've got a wee mate, Billy Nichols. His daughter's over from New York. She lives in New York. She just had a kid with a big boy. I can't remember his name. He's a big Italian guy. So if he was Celtic, but I'm a mad Liverpool fan, and they were going to go down to the game this week, Liverpool game this weekend, if it was a Saturday, and they went, it's Easter Sunday. They're playing the Sunday, and the big Italian said to Billy, "We'll just go to the Celtic game, man." And Billy went, "No, we won't." The big man's like that, and everybody, his family are laughing, and the big Italian guy's like, "What's up with that?" He's going,
just didn't get it. Is any used to ever been in that kind of situation where you play against Celtic and there's no away fans, or vice versa? Just been one set of fans.
I've never played in one set.
I think it's a ridiculous situation. So as because you need that. You need your away supporters.
See, you definitely need your away supporters, but we give them the full Brimlin and they give us that stupid corner at Parkhead. I see we're right behind the goal then, I understand. But like, that's fair then, but we don't get right behind the goal.
So it should be the same as kind of thing.
Aye.
I totally agree. So how would you line up and what would your starting team be?
That's it was the same back four.
Yeah.
It's got to be the same back four. Barisic and Tav, obviously Golson and Davies. Jack's got to be in there. Lundstrom, I know Lundstrom's not been at it, but I'm sure, you know, with the experience he's got, and he's done it in the big games. Because we need that bit of steel as well, you know, and we need to keep a calm head, but we need the energy in the middle of the park. But certainly up the top, I think it would go with. I think you go with Tillman, Sakala, and Kent. I know people go like that. Morelos, got to be a Morelos in there, a Shola, I don't know. And I'm not sure. Like,
I think you might
well-
bring Matondo back in because you realise he's a 4-5 player at the club.
I know.
Who else should you bring? We need energy, we need legs, we need aggression.
Here's Curry Muncher's team. In fact, I'll read this out. Griggsy, Golson, Davis, Tav, Yilmaz.
Oh, Yilmaz, no.
Jack, Raskin, Cantwell, Tillman, Kent, Cholak, and Sakala and Morelos off the
It's
bench.
Raskin's obvious. I don't think you take a chance with Raskin. So it's a big blow that he's not going to be in there. So the other who we're going to bring in.
I think it'll be Lundstrom and Jack. Cantwell, Tillman.
I think it'll be a 4-3-3. Do you think it'll go the two?
I think it'll go Griggsy, Tav, the two centre backs, Tav, Goldson, Davies, Barisic, and I think it goes Jack and Lundstrom. I think it goes Cantwell. I think it goes Tillman. I think it goes Kent, and it goes Sakala. Or Morelos up top. I think Tillman will definitely play in the hole so he can play off McGregor.
There's Alex Kelly asking, are the lads concerned about the character of the players going into the cauldron of hate? These players seem to wilt under pressure. Is that your kind of worry about
That was the
Barisic?
worry about Barisic, because it was quite alarming to watch somebody crumble like that, under that kind of that type of pressure. So we have got to go there and be so focused and have the right mindset and don't stand up to it.
Well, if you think that, does it go Tav, Goldson, Suter, Davis, left back? Maybe more because it's more defensively. Because
I don't know. I'm getting nervous already.
I know.
Just
so
thinking about it.
Aye.
See, like obviously you both played with Rangers. What was the training? What was the training like on the build up to an Old Firm? Was it any different to
no?
your normal
the players
training?
we all wanted to play, obviously, but it was just our training was we played mainly 5-a-side, 7-a-sides, and it was just right in about each other. That was what it was like. Just you want to play on a Saturday, then you get right in about each other, kick a shot at each other. Actually,
Aye, Derek, yeah.
It's always eating away at you. It's always in the back of your mind. Every time, even you leave training, you keep thinking about it. You keep playing it.
Was everybody like, if you're on the petrol station, you seen a Rangers fan, would they be egging you on?
Of course, you get that. Aye, but I can't recall too much of that. But I don't know. You just get into your own wee place, because, and you know who you're up against. I mean, in my day, it was guys like McStay, it was Grant, Tommy Burns, all top players, good players, and that. So you kind of knew you had to be at it, you had to be a bit aggressive. But it's all that, and I'm not just winding you up and all that, but it's like, it was always drummed into me for a young age, with the fans. You play with. I was a big jock as well. Greggy, you play for the fans. That's just what you do. And there's nothing better. You win in a game and the fans are away happy. They're away. They're going to have a good night. They've got the bragging rights. Do you know that gives me? That used to give me such a kick. Knowing that my dad was happy.
Aye.
He'd be sitting, he'd be happy. It's that making other people, have that feel good factor. We've not had it. This has been tough, by the way. See, the last
horrible.
number of years. So this is how it means so much to give a wee bit back.
That's
So-
absolutely horrible.
So we've got to have the players. And I think that's what Michael Beale's trying to introduce. Like, get that across to the players. That
You've got to go with the mentality no matter who you play against. You've got to have that.
Aye.
I don't know what it's like, because I played at a different stage for Charlie. Charlie was further down the road for me, but that's my personal opinion. That's the way I looked at it all the time.
Mhm.
I wasn't on the big bucks. It wasn't about the money. It was having that opportunity to play with the Rangers that all my pals growing up and all that. That's what they wanted to do, and I was one of the lucky ones.
None of us
So-
were on the big bucks, bloody
Mhm.
hell. But
You were a wee
we
bit.
still wanted to win up.
You were
so-
a wee bit bigger bucks than me, I'm sure.
There's been quite a lot. There's quite a lot of stuff, obviously, said on social media nowadays. Like Rangers players actually commenting about the game before it's even happened. But there's Mitch's Gracias. Mitch's Gracias is saying, "Wish the players would say nothing before playing that
Correct.
mob
Well
and just do
says.
their talking on the pitch."
Aye.
But You didn't have social media back in your day, so it's
Nah.
a bit
No,
different.
but they still put stuff in the paper.
I was about
you
to
know.
say, I was going to ask about the papers.
Journalists,
Did you used to pin things up in your dressing room
Of
and all
course
that?
they did,
Oh,
aye. And
Right,
I saw
right,
it
yep.
took one of the opposition players, wasn't it? Come out with a silly comment and all that.
So Callers the
I'd have
last
a go at
time.
you. Aye.
Aye.
So
So-
Callers was just
Aye.
it's funny, but
Aye. And they were put up in the dressing rooms. Aye, of course they were. And
Aye.
that's it, just to give you that wee bit extra motivation. But this is one game, you don't need that. The players must know themselves. So we've got this one, we need to put a dent in them, and then we've got them at the end of the month.
Mhm.
You know, and biggest game of the season.
Right, Charlie, you're the Rangers manager on Saturday, right? What'd you say to your team just before you're going out?
couldn't beat these fuckers.
Simple as that.
I just couldn't compete and make sure you play better than your man that you're playing against. If you play better than your man you're up against, then everything takes care of itself.
Did it with nothing to lose, haven't we? Because
No,
we need to win this.
I think what we've got is this Celtic team have been put on a pedestal. You know that they're unbeatable. They're no.
Me.
Listen, and I've said and I'll say it again, they're a good side. But can we beat them? Of course we can. We have got that. We have got the quality in there. That's why they're at Rangers. But we need the other side of it. You know, who's a listener? It was a Liverpool manager yesterday. He was talking about it. He talked about desire, the hunger, the effort. That's all part of the package. So we've got good players, as good a players as some of them. So we need that other side of it. And it's hard because we're getting into their own backyard. But see, in a way, that motivates you
Oh, 100%.
even more, by the way.
Definitely.
Why no go there and turn them over in their own backyard?
Silence the crowd.
Aye, what?
Yep.
And then what? That's the best feeling
And
ever.
the confidence that
So
gives
it's-
you, that would give the team. It might hurt them a wee bit, as in
We need to believe a wee bit more. So it's
I'm being Mr. Positive then, Charlie, right? When we win on Saturday, right? Can we still win the league?
I think if we win on Saturday, we've still got a chance because it's going to be hard for them to lose a few games. But
But
maybe
the bottle might go.
that might give them the wee nudge to go, oh, we've got somebody coming after us now. So, aye, we can still win it. There's still enough points to play for. We've got to be. We always say we can win it. Definitely know that we can win it. But if we get a result on Saturday, that gives us a massive boost.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's-
see any other team taking points off them.
Yeah.
So that's where it makes it extremely difficult.
I think they'll bottle it.
Well, you're always in hope, aren't you? But
I'd love
I
another
don't see
helicopter
it.
Sunday.
I don't see it. But we have got to go there with that belief and put a dent in them. So we have.
Do you know, I was at a quiz the other week and there was some question that was like, what's he got to do with when we won that league? Nobody had a clue. He was the pilot of the helicopter. So he was.
He was.
Aye. Anyway, right, that's us nearly at the end. Right, do you know what? I'm going to ask this one last question. And I think Curry Munch is my favourite tonight. Saying, Rick, do you think Beale's comments on being pleased with how much money he's getting for the next season and happy with Beale making a rod for his own back if it all goes Pete Tong?
I've said it on here before. Sometimes it's great in one respect, but the other, you know, gives away a wee bit too much at times. You know, just keep that in house, keep that quiet. You know, the other thing is you go and start asking questions about other players, about bringing them to the club. The price goes up. They'll add another 50% on top of it. So
You can only be happy with the money you get to spend when the players show you that they're good enough.
That's a good
That's the only
point,
time you
Charlie.
can do it. That's okay. He's got maybe good money to spend, but the players have to hit the ground running, and we need them
But
this year.
but don't let other see that's letting other teams know that, and they
Maybe
might add
stuff.
a wee 20% on, a wee 30%. Do you know that? So keep it in house.
So where he's watching Old Firm on Saturday then? Don't know yet.
I don't know yet. I don't know.
I'll be probably en route to a game.
To a game.
So I will. So aye. So I have it recorded, obviously, but I'll be on the. I was going to say the tranny. That's
The
an old-
tranny.
that's an old-
Well, I'll be over in Lounge 72 for the first half at least anyway, and then I'm going over to the Ashers game for the.
I hope that goes well for the boy on
Aye.
Saturday.
Aye, well, do you know they've done a Just Giving page and they've raised, I think it's nearly 12 grand already. All his friends and
Yeah,
family
that's
were
good.
chipped in. So, so
It's a
Why don't
tragedy,
you get
that.
Mr. Potato? He didn't go yourself.
me, I'm not a goalie. I'm a striker.
That's a great shout.
Get Mr. Potato. He didn't go.
That's a beaut.
I got a new name every week, use.
Mr.
By the
Potato.
way,
He didn't go to hit
that is
penalties.
spot on, by the way. He's called it.
Mr. Potato Head. Lucky I don't take any thing we have to use. But do you know what? I never told you. I know I done an April Fool's with Lounge 72, right? I done a wee social post and it was like for Alan Gregor's 500th game, we're going to be selling pints of blue Tenants. Seeing the amount of people that are coming in and asking for it. Even in Saturday night, people were saying, have you got any of the blue glasses left? And I was like, listen, it was only a joke, but I think it's a good idea. If Tenants are watching, by the way, that was my idea. Right, so definitely sell blue Tenants. Right, thanks again for coming. We're not on next week because it's a holiday, so we've got another wee break. Unless we win, then we might appear.
By the way, aye, that could change.
Don't know what state we'll be in.
Via what pub?
Well, do you know, Lounge 72 actually wanted to do a live podcast for the pub, so we'll maybe do that one night instead of coming in here. We'll go in there and get
that's a great show.
A few wee pints. That's closer for you, anyway, isn't it? Is it closer for you, Charlie? No?
It's actually awkward to get to.
Is it?
You know, no, if you're driving, obviously, but to get to.
Carol can drop you off. She owes you loads of favours now since she watched the house.
I'm the bad books.
She watched the house all week. Anyway,
cheers, guys.
Once again, thank you to all our sponsors: Crown Embroidery, Plugged In IT Business Solutions, DB Dental Care, ISG Resin Form Specialist, and Giant C Architectural. Like I said, you can get them all on our website. It's allaboutthegers.co.uk. Take care and see you all again in 2 weeks.